Alright guys, I'm gonna put on my face cam because it wouldn't be a stream without the face cam. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. And it is 8:44 where I am. I am very late to the entire stream because honestly, it's been a long day and really is. So um so the thing is, this is gonna be a 8-year anniversary stream. So I was gonna have a whole presentation on my particular YouTube journey, but I'd rather just tell you guys anyway, from the very beginning, from where I started. So if you checked out my channel for a while, for those that are new and for those who have been here since the very, very beginning, I'll be completely honest with you, it's been 8 years at this point. It is May 16th where it is, so we're currently on May 16th, but I started the channel like 15 days, actually. I don't know. I think, yeah, like about a week ago at this point. So, a week ago at this point. So, I started back on May 5th. So, May 5th of like 8 years ago. And I remember from like the first moment I turned on that camera. I turned on the camera at around 8:30. This is like a few minutes ago. And ever since then, it's been a journey. It's been really a journey of just triumphs and just pitfalls and stuff like that. But I love sticking with you guys for the past like 8 years. And no, this ain't a retirement stream. This is not a retirement stream. I'm just celebrating the fact that that it's been 8 years and I still want to continue this going. And, from the first moment that I have started this channel from way back when, it has been a roller coaster of things. So you can see like 7, 8 years worth of content here on my catalog on this page. And one of my most popular videos at this point, one of my favorite ones that I think I'm going to show here is the definitive ranking of every Mario Kart game. And that is saying something because, to be honest, I really think that was my most favorite video to make. And I think it was just the way I edited it at the time and just how big of a video that was. And of course, I'm never gonna forget the Double Dash review. The Double Dash review was a pretty good video at that. It was. It really was. But yeah, one of my favorite ones has got to be the definitive ranking of all the Mario Kart games for sure. That was a great one to do. I remember editing it, and it was probably one of the biggest, if not probably one of the biggest videos that I have done. I did for that particular, I would say, year. So for that particular year, which that was back in 23. That was back like two years ago at this point. So that was kind of like a highlight for my channel, obviously. So that was something that I really took into account. But yeah, if you go back to my most popular videos here, you can see I have a new ones here that I completely forgot about, which I'm starting to kind of see kind of why they're kind of the most popular videos at this point. The Party Mayhem video, I'm not particularly sure why that was such a popular video at the time, even though that was made like 7 months ago. But it was a good video. Well, actually, not really. I kind of butchered it on the recording, and of course on the second video that we have for the popular options here. But I feel as though like these could have been a little better, but I did like how things have turned out by the end, and I then after I started the podcast and stuff, so that was great. That was a good moment, but um yeah, so let's just go ahead and I really do want to check out my favorite video, but first we're gonna do like a quiz. So if anybody is willing to come on this journey with me for this, then yeah, yeah, yeah. Switch 2 announcement was 3 months ago. What happened? Well, I'll be completely honest. I don't know. To be honest, yeah, to be honest, like the time flies super duper fast. But anyway, we're gonna do a quiz. So I'm gonna give you guys the link to the quiz if anybody wants to take it for themselves too, because that's pretty good. Right after the stream, by the way. So and I have one of my favorite videos from one of my favorite creators, I guess. So that's what we're gonna watch probably at probably the pinnacle of the stream too. So yeah. So you just put it in here, and I might put it in the comment section after this. But yeah, but thank God, everybody. I think everything's working now. So we'll get to it. So um, let's just start off. And actually, I gotta just put some music on this, cause why not? And I'm gonna probably save this for probably later. So we're just gonna watch this during the stream. So we'll just watch that during the stream, and we're gonna do some Mario Lofi music. Why not? And I've been watching quite a bit of Kung Fu Panda. It's just I like the series very much. So I thought it was pretty cool. So we'll just do some Super Mario Lo-Fi.
Make a decision. Well,
Well, what?
what's with the hat?
Oh, this. It's nothing.
It's the loudest nothing I ever saw.
Boy, you just came mosey in here with a brand new hat. Act like you're not wearing a brand new hat.
Look, I'm trying something new, okay? Just take it easy.
He's right, guys. Come on, let's not go down this path. It's ugly. Kind of like that.
I got this from a nice store.
What store? The one before you exit the Al Capone Museum?
Yeah, that's good. That's
What's
pretty
up,
good.
Gregory? Did you just finish bling ring in Bruno Mars's closet?
I'm being brave, okay? You guys are sheep. You may want to take a long, hard look in the mirror.
Better ass than you. You look like a park ranger from a cartoon, boo-boo.
Alright, ref I beats. If it was, yeah. Yeah, so. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna put this music stuff. Hey, that's a pretty good beat. And what a coincidence. So here we go. We'll play solo. What color are Pink Yoshi's shoes? Pink, yellow, orange, or blue? Okay. So this is based on, like, speed then. Okay. The steamer. I know I'm going super fast, but the damn thing is wanting to go like at 10 miles an hour. So... there we go, Donkey Kong. Honestly, I don't know much of the question. Okay. Uh, haven't gotten that far into the game yet. Hmm. There we go. Chain jump. That was a little bit too fast for me. I'll be completely honest. I got a 20 out of 40, which is not good, by the way. Not good. the quiz did not go out so well. So, but we're gonna do the final bosses quiz. So, all of these are just Bowser, but we got Wario, and we got Tatanga from Super Mario Land, and we got Wart. So, I think first we're gonna just start off with the what is it, the Super Mario Bros. 1 Bowser. To be completely honest, I'll give him the D rank. To be honest, not all of his battles change, other than the fact that it was just, other than the fact it has hammers and just stuff that we probably almost never seen before. So I'll be honest, I'll put him at a D. I should have put him at an F rank, but a D rank is what I'm gonna go for in this instance. Now we're gonna go with we'll do New Super Mario Bros. Wii Bowser. I'll be completely honest, he is a C rank. And I tell you this because the C rank for this particular boss, Bowser here, in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I'll be completely honest, first phase was too easy, to be honest with you. I felt like I could have done it in 5 seconds. And then as you get into the second battle, he comes running after you. But the thing is piss poor easy, to be honest with you, because you're jumping on these particular platforms, and honestly it's this is not even a chore after a while. I mean, I get that it's supposed to be kind of a harder version, but to be honest with you, it's just, why did they even think about doing this for Bowser? I mean, yeah, it adds to the to the suspense factor, but this was just too easy, to be honest. And as somebody who plays a lot of Mario, I figured that they would do a lot better. But that's just me. So let's just see here. Here we go. There's mine. So okay, we've got Meowser. I think he was I'll put him at a B tier, since he does present a little bit of a challenge. I'll be completely honest with you. Or actually, I think I'm just gonna put him at C, considering how kind of easy it was. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you, yeah, he jumps around the entire fight, and I thought he was gonna be fighting with us, and I thought we were gonna get the cat suit as well, turn big like him. But this is just him running away and seeing if he can catch up to him. I mean, yeah, I get that you're supposed to go after him, but it's you could have done this a lot better. And the clones are not even that great either. I'm just why the hell is this even on there? So that's just kind of my verdict on the Super Mario 3D World battle. Um, Overall, I think they could have done a little bit better. Yeah. So, I don't know which one to pick. I'm gonna just pick the bad ones first. See if we can get over with. New Super Mario Bros. DS. For as great of a game as it is, I have to say, this is probably the worst of the battles that they could have done. But I've been honest with you. I mean, it's a step up because, well, you got two characters on your side. But, like, the battle is just still too easy, man. Like, it's just, why the hell is it so damn easy? Like, I go be completely honest with you, you know. I get, like, it's supposed to present a challenge for newcomers, but it's like, dude, like, I think they could have went about this a lot better. I mean, I think newer DS is what they call it. I'm gonna show you like a screenshot of newer DS if I can get it up here. So let's see. Newer DS Final Battle. Like, it's him riding around in a car. I mean, not really all that interesting, but I mean, it's better than what they could have done. But it's better than what the Nintendo could have come up with. But like, still, man, like, I have to say, that boss in particular, the new DS one, the original New Super Mario Bros. That one I think didn't go out too well either, so that could be pretty much it. This one I haven't played yet. Odyssey's battle, legendary. To be honest with you, it's freaking legendary. I'm gonna put it at S. Awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much all. So Super Mario 3D Land. I'm gonna just say kind of a piss poor one at that. So I'm just gonna put it at D. Honestly, I don't care much for it. New Super Mario Bros. U, the same. Or actually, a step up. We'll do a B for that one. New Super Mario Bros. 2, just a total fail. Honestly, I don't really care for that one. Super Mario Galaxy. Never played that one, but I hear it's really good. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Sunshine was a lot difficult than anything imaginable. 64, I haven't gotten to that part of the game yet.
Pro is here to fix that. Extend clips to keep the action moving.
So I haven't gotten to that part of the game yet for Super Mario 64, but I hear it's a good one actually. I hear it's a really good one with that good music. Super Mario Bros. Wonder Bowser. I hear it's a good one, but I haven't played it yet. I'm just gonna put these in. Haven't played yet, but yeah. Super Mario World. Let's see. It's really good. Like it's good, but it's like could use a little bit more challenge. Same with Super Mario Bros. 3. Wart, probably the worst one to be honest. Tonga, I'll put him at a B to be honest. He was kind of a challenge. Wario had challenge as well. A really great challenge at that, so we're gonna do a A tier for him. And yeah, that's pretty much all my ranking for that one. Overall, pretty good one. Cause honestly, it kind of is. So. Alright. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we're gonna at least view this video right here, the definitive ranking. This is a pretty good video, but I'll be honest, people have different opinions, but yeah, and that's what people think, whatever. So we'll just play the video and see and find out. So let's see. Anyway, let's start this. One of the things that make Mario Kart so great is the amount of care, passion, and commitment that is put into each game. From its new mechanics, track selection, characters, etc., it's no wonder that the series became so popular and is still loved by many video game and Mario fans alike, even to this day. Hello and welcome to this game ranking. For this, I do have a few rules to say before we start. First off, I am not going to count any of the arcade GP games as well as Tour and Home Circuit. Those games are not mainline, and to be honest, I don't want to include games that are not mainline, and honestly, it would be kind of awkward too. Secondly, I'm going to rank these games based on how the game is as a whole. Like the items, the mechanics, even the characters, honestly, will be contributed to how the game will be ranked. And this ranking will be based on letters. So with that, let's get started with this. The first game, I have to say, has not aged well. And Super Mario Kart for me, yes, it's a great game, and yes, it's the first game in the series, but this game has not aged well. One of the reasons I believe is due to the clunky controls and how basic the game was. With everything that, that we've gotten for the SNES, I feel this game didn't really show its true potential. And honestly, comparing it to other SNES games, and later installments of the Mario Kart series, because it is a Mario Kart game, it really isn't something that I would really play nowadays, as it really starts to show its age after a while. And if I'm being honest, probably nobody would play it again, not even myself. So, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna give this game a grade of D. When looking at Mario Kart 64, it is a definite improvement from Super. And, well, in all honesty, this game is pretty great. Aside from the fact, like, this feels like a 2D game more than anything. Since it really doesn't scream 3D from the looks of it. And the N64 did scream 3D, you know, it did boast about 3D in all aspects. Still, the game looks pretty cool. From its track selection, items that are here, it's truly a step up from the last game. One thing that does bother me though is the handling. For a game on the 64, the controls and handling are kind of what hold it back, as it feels like the characters are racing on ice. But overall though, this game is pretty good. And honestly, it's an iconic and memorable game to many. And it still is for people until this day. So in my honest opinion, I'm gonna give this a ranking of E. Do you know that one friend that always is annoying and tries to have a good time with all of you, but fails ironically? Super Circuit is that one friend. And in all honesty, this game is an upgrade. It plays just like Super Mario Kart, but on the Game Boy Advance. While the backgrounds and textures look cool, aside from that, there's no new items, there's no new characters, there's new tracks, but after that, you just unlock enhanced versions of SNES tracks. So literally, this game has nothing to offer. And the game looks terrible, and the controls just feel out of place. It's such a terrible Mario Kart game that I would rather play anything else than this. And Super Circuit is definitely one game that I would not look back on under any circumstance. Unfortunately, if given my honest opinion, I will be giving it an F ranking. Plain and simple. Nothing can change my mind. Mario Kart Double Dash holds a special place in my heart. A lot of people have tons of love for this game, including myself. What made this installment of the Mario Kart series so special was that even an existing franchise like Mario Kart can take big leaps and change something to make it better. Double Dash brought something that not many other Mario Karts prior and the later installments never showed. With its new 2-character kart mechanic, 16 tracks that just blow out of the water, and the battle mode, it is truly an experience to remember. The concept of Double Dash never made it back in future installments, which that is a grave shame because these future installments would benefit so much from that system. And Double Dash gets crowned the S ranking for that specific reason. And well, this game, for a game that was released in 2003, it really has shown the true potential of what a great game can do. Mario Kart DS came at a time when Nintendo was announcing their next handheld that they were gonna bring to the market. The Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS was to show off the capabilities of a dual screen system, which what Nintendo DS stand for, Nintendo Dual Screen. Many games were in development in 2004. There was no surprise that a new Mario Kart needed to be on the system. And honestly, looking back at this game in development, the game was just a rebooted Double Dash. But over the course of a year, this game was way different. The gameplay changed a lot, and the graphics do not hold up well, but it still was incredible to see as it was made for a smaller screen. And the fact that we got new tracks and the introduction of retro tracks and just everything that a Mario Kart game needed to have. And especially when it came to the mission mode and the Nintendo Wi-Fi mode, which Nintendo had their first attempt with the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, which I think was pretty sweet. So if I were to look back at this game and if I were to try this back again in 2005, would I do it? Yes, I would. And honestly, given all that I said here, I would say this game, in all honesty, deserves an A rank. One Mario Kart game that is my favorite in the franchise is Mario Kart Wii. This game holds a special place in my heart, and to call this game amazing would be an incredible understatement. This is and still is a wonderful and magnificent game. From the tracks that it offers to the parts and bikes that it gives for the different characters and the different classes, to the different modes that it offers, like coin runners, balloon battle. You know, this game is truly a masterpiece, and to think that there's still an active community making awesome mods is crazy. Because to be honest, this game would have died down a long time ago if it wasn't for this active community of players. And the fact that it's still going is crazy. And this game is still loved by many people today. So that shows you one thing. One fact that you probably didn't know is that there are still remnants of a mission mode episode. But ultimately, it really just got scrapped, and most of the mode for it was erased from the disc. There will be a video below showcasing what I mean by that. Still, it's a game worth playing even in the year 2023. Who wouldn't want to play this game? Honestly, I would, and it's a great game to just look back on and play every now and then. This game deserves the S ranking for sure, and for really good reason. Mario Kart 7, I have really mixed feelings about this game. In many instances, it got so many things right, and it took lots of inspiration from Wii, like with the tracks, the modes, everything else. But at the same time though, I think there are things that I really don't like about this game. First off is the incredible weird selection for the unlockables. Now I can understand Lakitu and Shy Guy, as Shy Guy hasn't been back since DS, and Lakitu is one of those characters that counts down during the race. But Metal Mario and all the other characters that were selected, those are very weird since Metal Mario doesn't even need to be a standalone character. Mario, we already got him in there, so it's just a peculiar thing that we see here. And, overall, just weird selections. Other than that, the modes are good, and, the graphics really hold up well, and just a lot of things that, the other Mario Karts did have, but a little bit better, honestly. The tracks are phenomenal, the modes are great, lots of replayability. And it's a good game, but not on the level of Double Dash and Wii. That's probably all I'm gonna say. Well, I'll be completely honest. There are some inconsistencies that I have with the video, which I'll be completely honest, that was my bad. I did have some inconsistencies when it came to the video itself, and I'll be honest, I wanted to correct those, but I couldn't, and I really should have taken into account that too. But now, as I stand here, I would say, as much as I got some info wrong on some of these games, I think I tried my best with this one. And it's pretty much what I'm gonna say. And this is my favorite video, but without getting to the editing, because this is my favorite video to edit actually. So editing wise, this was a very good video to make. I'll be completely honest, except for the B-roll. B-roll didn't turn out as well as I hoped, but the editing on the pictures and everything else that I tried to describe were pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I got there. So, so right now, what we're gonna do is watch another video of by Philip One Collects. So we're gonna probably end off on that if we can do that. So I'm gonna just turn off the thing there. And yeah, here we go. So,
oh, my friend.
Okay. So this is probably my favorite creator. So I hope you guys listen to him, because honestly, he has really good things to say. He has really very strong opinions about the industry, and this is what I like about him, because he voices his opinion and he does his worth when it comes to these videos. And I'm not trying to, I'm not like, I just like this guy because his videos are amazing, and I'm a big fan of his videos in general. So I like his take on this particular video, and even his other videos that cover gaming topics in general.
Oh, my friends. We have a doozy to talk about. Now, I might be a few days late, but you didn't really think I was going to say everything that I've said about Nintendo in my last several videos and not talk about Microsoft. I mean, I'm even wearing the camo green here for full effect, because on this channel, we ain't bites. If there's shenanigans going on in the game industry, we're going to talk about it. None of these corporations get a pass for egregious behavior. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Microsoft, shall we? So a news article dropped a couple days ago, and it's all the rage right now. Microsoft is in the hot seat because Microsoft raises the price of all Xbox Series consoles. Xbox games confirmed to hit $80 this holiday season. Nothing says Merry Christmas to the kids like not getting a brand new game because they're $80, right? I thought the holidays were supposed to give you a discount. Black Friday sales, right? I remember when Black Friday sales were killer. You would get so many great deals, you couldn't even keep up. Your bank account was dry, and you got a plethora of stuff.
Now, I'll be completely honest. When he talks about the Black Friday prices, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, that Black Friday sales were probably the same. They were just, I would say, a little less cheaper than it was. It didn't go down significantly, but it wasn't that affordable. It just wasn't. It was still goddamn expensive to get a console. It was still expensive to get a console. And now in this day and age with inflation, I come to realize like why the hell is this particular thing are these particular consoles or games raised at so many prices? And I look up at them back then when the Black Friday deals were going on. I mean, they were a little cheaper, but they were still expensive. People still thought it was expensive. I still thought like back in the 2010s they were still expensive, but I digress. Let's continue.
Last several years, ever since that COVID bubble, the decline of the Black Friday sales have gone down and down and down, and it's been slim pickings. But this holiday season, you have to rely on Santa and be a very good boy and girl, because your parents ain't gonna be getting you nothing with these prices.
Here are the expected prices of various Xbox consoles and accessories in the U.S. The Xbox Series S 512GB will go from $299 to $379.99. The Series S 1TB will go from $349 to $429. Xbox Series X Digital will go from $449 to $549. Xbox Series X, $499 to $600. Woo, that's fun. Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Special Edition will go from $600 to $729. Cha-ching! Wow! 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 And we haven't even got to the accessories yet, right? There's so many Xbox consoles, how can you keep up with all of them? And then at the bottom it says, Microsoft issued IGN with the following statement as to why the price increases were being taken place. And man, I love saying this. It says, we understand that these charges are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration, given the market condition, careful consideration of your greed, and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen, ensuring value for Xbox players. Really? The rising cost of development is because y'all keep wasting money foolishly. You have inflated budgets for AAA projects, inflated teams, when you got indie developers out here that have a handful of people, and some of them are a single developer, and they're making games a million times better than any garbo that you could put out. So I don't want to hear that. And
well, honestly, I'm gonna give my take on this. Look, I get like games are expensive to make, and I get that. These things are there to entertain us. But look, I'm gonna get serious here for a little bit. Like, if you think that the corporations that do this, so I'm not a fanboy by any means. I'm not a fanboy by any means, but one of the things that irks me the most about all of these companies, that they think that they have a reason to up a price or to do a specific thing. Like, I don't know, like break a console for who knows how long, but who knows how on why God's green earth you would break a console just so people don't mod your games or people don't mod your console. Like is it that hard to not do that? And these companies get a rise out of just pissing off the gaming generation. And I get that the corporations are there to make money. They are, and unfortunately that's how it is. But with inflation prices up the rise, and things getting more damn expensive, like food, everything else, prices are just gonna keep doing this. If we let the gamer, what I meant to say is if we let the developer, the company, or the publisher get what they want. And the thing about that is, I seen like Xbox Nintendo, PlayStation, for the love of God, I haven't seen it all around because I don't really care to to watch the news or whatever in these particular topics because it's pretty much all the same. But when it comes to things like this, and when I see passionate gamers just like this guy, do this, and I'll be honest, I'm not calling him out. I'm not calling him out. He has good reason to actually get so mad, so flamed. Actually has really good reason to get mad and so flamed at Xbox or or Sony or Nintendo, and it's just as much as I love these companies, I too am fed up with the prices, with just the amount of piss poor games that they're developing now, to the point where it's just like, why even consider buying something like a game or a console just to get virtually the same thing that you had like last generation? Like, it's not even that big of a deal. And Nintendo, I guess I guess with Nintendo, it's just the exception because they release new games, and the new games are really great. The new games are really great, but when it comes to the prices of those games, and how terrible Nintendo as a company is, uh, I'm gonna be completely honest here. Like, I know people are not gonna agree with this opinion, but just hear me out. Like if the big three continue to do all of this, and people start to get away from these big three companies, the three companies that made it so big to the point where they can flash their egos up a wall, you know, and they go all the way to indie developers, it's gonna be a crash fest for them, because it's gonna be a sad day for them, because all those customers are gonna not want to support them anymore, and this is what is worrying me, and the future of gaming is at stake, because if the big companies are gonna try and make things seem like everything's okay and make gamers more mad, it, it's gonna create just as much of a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And I'm not saying this just to sugarcoat it, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And if people don't agree, fine. People don't agree. But I'm saying this, as much as I am a content creator, I am very much a gamer, and this is what worries me for the future of the gaming. We're gonna have another crash. We're gonna have things that are overpriced, and we're gonna have games that are like just piss poor off the wall. I don't know how much to say this, so we're just gonna watch a little bit more of this and see what he says.
Anybody out there defending say, well, it's because of the tariffs. No, it's not due to the tariffs. And you know why? Because there is tons of Xbox consoles, accessories, and controllers coming out the wazoo, rotting in retail stores and Amazon factories right now because nobody is buying them. Nobody's buying it. It's not like Microsoft has to manufacture tons of Xbox consoles because the demand is so high and they have to use Japan or a Chinese factory in order to do so.
Yeah.
They're already here, and they can't get rid of them.
I mean,
It's not tariffs. It's greed. And that's fitting for Microsoft because it is their color of choice. Here's a little screenshot I found that was interesting. The chatter of people talking online. PlayStation, we're raising the prices to $70. Xbox, okay, I guess we're raising the prices to $70 now. Nintendo, we're raising the prices to $80. Xbox, okay, I guess we're gonna raise the prices to $80 now too. Everyone look at what Xbox has done. Sony was the first to increase the prices to $70 for the next gen, right? And what do we see? Nintendo wasn't even in next gen yet, and they increased the price of some of their games to $70 on the Switch, like Tears of the Kingdom, saying that it's justified because it's such a huge game, right? And now, Nintendo is doing it once again. They're increasing their prices with their next generation hardware. Everything going up, and Microsoft didn't even skip a beat. As soon as they saw that, they're like, skitty bobbity boom, here you go. Expensive overpriced garbage because we can't even sell the Xbox as it is. But you know what? We're going to increase the prices even more because somebody's going to be stupid enough out there to buy it, right? Right? And this is how crazy it is. I saw this comment on Twitter, and I just had to share it with you. Original Xbox, price launch at $299. Price 4.5 years later, $150. Xbox 360, price at launch was $300. Price 4.5 years later, $200. Xbox One, launched for $499. 4.5 years later, it was $200. Xbox Series X, launched at $500. 4.5 years later, it's $600. Xbox Series S, launched at $300. 4.5 years later, it's $380. What is going on? What is going on? You're increasing prices on hardware that's been out for several years now when it's supposed to go down. Like, I don't want to hear that these massive corporations need to make money. They're hurting for money. Take your fanboy nonsense somewhere else. That's bullcrap. I don't want to hear it. You think Microsoft is hurting for money? They're Microsoft. Every time a PC is sold, they're making money. They sit in their ivory white tower and they do nothing, and money just comes rolling in. 1,000 more people bought a PC today, and Windows operating systems, and we're getting a big fat check. They make money doing nothing. Okay?
That's literally what
Nintendo
happens.
isn't hurting for money. Sony isn't hurting for money. These corporations are only doing this because you, the fans, the fanboys, you support it. You are the most dangerous thing to the video game industry. Because these corporations, no matter what you may think, they will always care about their own interests first. They are greedy. They want money. And if you happen to get something you want out of them, it's only a byproduct to get what they want, which is money. It's an ends to a means. And that means is not to make you happy. I am so sick and tired of fanboys who do nothing but bend over and spread their butt cheeks for corporations to do whatever they want with them. It's gross. It's gross, okay?
I mean, I'll be completely honest, he does make a good point. Like, I'll be honest, corporations don't have you in mind, but, it pains me. It pains me to see that people like him, people that love gaming to a point where it's like, it's great that that people love this hobby and people go and just make it just their livelihood. Because to be honest, I'm one that loves gaming. I really do. And it's just the fact that we all just, and the fact that we all, I'm having a hard time wording this, but the fact that we as gamers, specifically the fanboys, which I already talked about this so many times, to the point where it's just tiring for some people. Like people are like, this is the reason why. Like, first reason is probably the fanboys. Second thing is the corporations that do this sort of thing. And it started with Sony. And Sony's the biggest corporate machine that we ever had. And if it wasn't for their successful consoles like the PS4 and the PS5, which is now going into it, we wouldn't have these problems. and and if Sony would just keep it down, would just keep it down to the point where it's just, we'll keep it as it is. We won't raise prices. If Sony was to not, be on the bandwagon of like, is not to be on the bandwagon of like, we're raising prices, but they are the first ones to do it, and this is what irks me. And the other companies follow suit. Xbox and Nintendo, and Nintendo. First of all, Nintendo. Most of all, and that's what's heartbreaking. Nintendo and Xbox follow suit, especially Nintendo, and and that was back in 2018. And I'll be honest, it's heartbreaking to see what Nintendo has become up at this point, and I'm specifically talking to them because it's just the fact that we gotten games for free for so many years, that we gotten games that were successful, and we spent like $60, but the other back end of the stuff, like the online and the extra features that they would put in there, that the extra features that they would put in there in the previous generations were free, were pretty much free, and now what we see in this generation is just it's just the back end stuff that we get online, and just the game cards, and the extra stuff that should have been free from the beginning, we're now asked to spend it out of our pockets, and not really give a damn what these companies do, and it's so saddening. And of course, that's what's happening to Nintendo at this point now. And I get that they're a corporation; they need to make money. But at this point, uh, we're gonna lose interest in gaming, as we all know it. At some point, all of us are gonna just lose interest in gaming, and that's kind of the honest truth. And I'll be honest, there's people that really are dedicated to gaming. They really are, and I'm one of them. And some people here too. But like, we're gonna lose this hobby as we know it if companies and fanboys start trying to rip apart the industry. And of course, there's gonna be another video game crash, as we know it. And I I don't know what much else to say. So, but that's kind of what I've done here. So, you know, but yeah, I'm kind of just sad that the gaming industry is what it is now, and it's not the same as it was. It was back in the generations before that, but things change. So that's pretty much what it does. So, what is it? Now I'm gonna just put an old video of mine, and we'll call it a day here. So, let's see. We'll put one of my older videos. We'll put channel trailer just for nostalgic sake. I cringe when looking at this. So I just get really kind of just dark thoughts when I get into this, because it was a time I was super young. So we'll just get into it, and we'll see what you guys think. And this is probably my first video of mine. And yes, this is me at 13 years old.
to my channel. Um, this channel is a channel provided with games of your favorites, and I will be taking requests from you guys. I really feel happy that I am here on YouTube, so I am gonna be starting to upload videos now. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good time on my channel, Ray Guzman. Thank you. Bye bye.
So that was originally what the channel was called, by the way. And I used my name for quite a while before I changed it to Mario 2000. And I'll be honest, I could have picked a better name, but at the time, I was super young. I was kind of, naive, to be honest with you. And at that age, uh, people don't really know what is gonna go on at that age. So, there are some people that have figured out, but me especially, at this point in my life, I just didn't know where the channel was gonna go, and at first, the subs, the, I didn't know if this thing was gonna go anywhere, and I asked for 20 subs because it was a decent number. It was a decent number at the time, and I didn't think people were gonna come to the channel. By the way, at this point, and um, during the last for the first year into the second and third year, I didn't think it would go anywhere, but back in 21, this is how far we're going back. We're going back 4 years at this point, and I started to see something around 2021, and 2020 and like 2018 to 2020 was I would say slower years, but 21 to about 23 was when the channel started to kind of grow a little bit, and I'm this thing could probably even work if I put in my time into it, and I started making it pretty good, and I started to take kind of the channel seriously, and I like how it was turning out to be, and these older videos, if you can probably see, I didn't do so well, but I I could I could have accumulated something if I didn't start my videos kind of poorly, but that was what I had at the time, and editing was still a big part of what my videos were kind of about too. So you know the gaming side was still there, but the editing was drastically different from what it was years ago, from what it was till now, and I like these different programs. I feel like I could have done more. I could have done more with these older videos if I did them now, but I'm not gonna redo them because it's just a bunch of work that I don't want to go through, but but these particular videos, like Need for Speed Most Wanted, I did complete that in a long play, in a form of a long play, back in 23, or 24. I have no idea. Last year or the year before, I have no idea. I had to check back, but it was a time in my life, that I wanted to restart the playthrough again, and the live streams did pretty well, and I didn't. Let's see, I didn't, start streaming until 21, so till 2021. So, but it didn't gain too much traction at the beginning, as you can see that all these different streams that I've done, you know, I tried to make it as pretty good as I could, and you know, I still ran out of ideas now, but you know, things gotten better, and you know, I most of my popular stuff has got to be the Merry Christmas special one. Um, Let me look at my popular ones. So the Merry Christmas special one back from 22. This one from 2 years ago. I still can't believe it's like 2 years ago at this point that we streamed this like back in 22. But I like that one, and I think one of my favorite ones has got to be the Mario Kart Fun one. This one from like 2 years ago, from like 23. So this was the one that was kind of my favorite one. And even though like I didn't have really good camera quality back then, and I still don't now, but I think you know this was good for what it was, because I didn't really have anything else, and you know the games were pretty much on my phone because I don't have any other source of just getting it on my computer because I don't want to download emulators and risk my computer getting a virus or whatever. And you know, I could download games from Steam. You know, that's kind of the safest way, but you know that's pretty much what I've done over the years. So, but but yeah, it's been a good 8 years at this point. So I'm hoping I can stick around for more, and I can I can continue doing this until maybe that I can say, you know, it's time to move on to better things, but that won't be until like a couple of years, like maybe years time, like maybe in around like 10, 20 years when I get kind of sick of it, um but I'll be completely honest, you know, uh this thing will still keep on going, and if it keeps on going, great. If it doesn't, you know, I really wish the best of luck to everyone, you know. But I'm still gonna keep it going because I like doing this. I like doing this, and I really want to make it something, you know. And I'll be honest. I'm gonna take out the thing here for a minute. I'm gonna just take out the display capture for a minute, and I'm gonna just talk to you guys one on one. So I've had so let's see I've had plans. Let me just get this to do something really quick. So, there we go. So I've had plans to, you know, I've had plans to, you know, go to events and, you know, talk with the guys and stuff, you know, for people who do this sort of thing, you know, gaming or any other niche in general on YouTube, you know. I've always seen it, and you know, I never wanted to do it for the money or whatever. I just enjoy, you know, seeing people like going to Comic Con or Galaxy Con or some other gaming convention, you know, and I thought it would be, and you know, I think it would be fun, but you know, that's just me, and yeah, you know, that's how it's been, and something like that. So, you know, I just something to think about. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna just sleep for the night, and maybe watch. Actually, I'm gonna just watch a movie for the night, and we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna just get out of this, and I'll see you guys for a new podcast episode, episode 8. It's gonna be coming out soon. and I have other videos planned, and I didn't forget about the PS2 documentary that is still going on. That's gonna still go on. So, I haven't forgotten about